Gearing up here in a little bit. Let's see. Mic check.
We
Yeah. That'll work. That'll work. So listen, you telling me? What were you watching?
Well, I was watching the so-called national championship game. That's what the hell you want to call it. It's more of
Oh,
a
there's a
damn
game
match.
on tonight.
Yeah, you didn't know that
I mean, I'm
they from
looking
out
at.
there where you not where you currently live at, but from the state that you was born in, Texas.
TCU.
And I thought
TCU in
Texas.
Georgia, but is that a game? Is that what we calling that?
No, it's not a game. You can call it a daggone
Oh
backyard
my
massacre. That's
goodness.
what the hell it
What
is.
happened? What
And
in the world
the
happened?
crazy thing is I actually took up for TCU and thought they had a fighting chance because they could score. Well, guess what? I was damn wrong.
Pay the
Pay the man.
man. Look, early and often is Dean's what do you call it? Forte. Pay the daggone man. There it is. But yeah, okay. Okay. So you're saying to me there's a football game on right now.
If that's what you want to call it, it's I know the score here in a minute. It's 40-something to 7, and third quarter ain't even over. Georgia's just
Mhm.
gonna keep piling on. Better football
Yeah.
team. Georgia's a better football team.
So I guess I'm asking you again, is there a game on?
Yeah, man. I just told you it's a damn game.
Pay the man
If
first off.
is it a competitive game? No, not at all. But
So
it's a
is there
ball
a
game
game
on.
on? Is that what
It's a
you're
ball
saying?
game on.
There's a
Yeah,
ball game on.
it's a ball game on.
The two top teams in the nation are playing each other right now.
If that's what you want to call the two top teams in the nation.
You know what? Let's just start the show.
Let's start it.
Hey, hey, welcome back to Let's Talk with Gales and Dean. I'm your host, Gales, and to my left, as usual, is
You know who it is, man. Insane Mr. Dean back with my brother, the big ugly guy himself, Mr. Gales. We've been gone for what? It's been
today.
about 2
Ugly
weeks.
mean beautiful.
We've been gone for 2 weeks, but we back. We back. We
Yeah,
done missed
man.
out
Just
on a
call
lot
it
of
a
good topics,
vacation.
man. I done had people getting on me talking about we missing out on topics. I'm like, hey, look, man, holidays came around, other things
Missing
came
out on
up.
time.
So
You
we
know what
kind of
is-
missed out, but
you know-
we're here.
You know what it's like, Dean? You know what it's like, Mr. Dean? It's like, say you move away from your hometown,
Done that.
right? And on the last day you were in your hometown, you was talking about all kinds of stuff, right? And then you're hanging out, you're going out doing your thing, and then you leave. Could be for a year, could be for a couple of weeks. But when you come back, what do you usually pick up? You pick back up where you left off,
Where you
right?
left off.
Well, that's what Gales and Dean do. We are not a podcast. We are not a television show. We are not. We are a family. Dadgummit. You
That's
understand
what
me?
it is. That's what it is. And I'll tell you what else I thought was a family. I thought TCU Horn Frogs was a family, especially a family of comeback kids, but it ain't no coming back tonight at all. Georgia is whooping the butts. And I be one to say, I stuck my foot in my mouth a couple of weeks ago because I said TCU can score with Georgia. They proved me wrong. Georgia's just a better football team, man. Like, I'm looking at the game as we do the show, and just across the line, both sides of the ball, the Georgia's just more talented, man. You can just see it. It's more talent. They're coached better. You rotate. I believe they done rotated into their third string, and you don't miss a beat. So when you got that type of talent on the team, and your quarterback, matter of fact, this dude wasn't even a highly. I don't even think he was a star at all. He started off as JUCO and always wanted to go to Georgia, and came and doing good things, even though he's 26 years old. But that's neither here or there. But not taking nothing away from him because you still got to get out there and play the game. I'm just looking at the athletes on Georgia field. Because let me tell you, TCU got athletes. TCU got some good receivers. They already talking about that one receiver they got number one. He's like a first round pick. They have shut him down tonight. I think he got one catch for 4 yards. So, I mean, and usually big time players come to play in big time games. This was his chance to get out there and show against the best of the best why they got him rated as a first round pick. Man, Georgia they all over him, man. They look good. They really haven't been stopped number one time. I think TCU got 1-3 out. Other than that, first half, Georgia moved the ball downfield at will. They were averaging 10 yards a play. That's just you're not going to beat no team like that. That tight end Georgia got, this dude right here is they're going to one of the best tight ends I've seen play in a long time, man. They just good all around the board. And they finna be the first back-to-back national championship, and I think in about 6 years, something like that. But hey, when you recruit well, you coach well, you get the best of the best, you go out there and do this. So
Dean, I'm going to push back a little bit. Okay? I need you not to beat yourself up so much because at the time you said that TCU can score with Georgia, it had basically been true for, several weeks. Okay? I think what happens is, man, talent-wise, I feel like the first string, maybe you give the edge to Georgia, right? But second string, overwhelmingly dominated by Georgia. Like you said, you got some of the third stringers rotating in, overwhelmingly dominated by Georgia. Depth, I think, is what we're talking about here. Because there's speed all over the field, so you can put that check on both sides. There's some meat all over the field. Put that on both sides. Coaching, I think TCU is extremely well coached. I think two of the biggest reasons why this score looks the way it does, and I'm going to say experience and depth. People do not know how tough that is. Being at Vandy, what I noticed most about watching our games, right? Notice I said watching because I ain't get to play. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, but like the idea that for a long time, a lot of those games we could hang in with the teams. But as the game went on, and you get hitting your second, third into your fourth rotation, especially with your different packages, right? Man, it was a whole different story. What's up, Riley Smith? But it's a whole different story, right? When we're talking about depth. And I think, man, hats off to TCU. I wish they would have had a better showing because all people are going to be saying after this game is Alabama would have gave them a better game.
Because they just went and handled Alabama. Was it a few weeks ago? An SEC championship game. I mean, they just the better football team, man. Like you said, and you're right, depth. TCU is extremely well coached. I mean, Sonny Dykes, first year at TCU, and you get them to the national championship. I think they won 5 games last year, and then you turn around and get to the national championship this year. That's a good coaching job on their side. They actually got Lincoln Riley, the head coach of USC at Georgia, just scored another touchdown. They just put up a 50-piece. Lincoln Riley, the head coach that was at Oklahoma, he's at USC this year. His brother's actually an offense coordinator for TCU. So, I mean, they got good coaching and stuff. But like when you said, man, when it comes to depth, talent, just overall talent and things, they were just outman, man. Alabama wouldn't have gave them no better game. I don't care about Alabama fans. You can come at me all you want to. Tennessee wouldn't have gave them no better game. It's their night. They had a game plan. They came out and perfected the game plan. That's what it's all about, man. You know, I'm pretty sure TCU had a game plan too, but when you come out and perfect your game plan and you really don't have no mistakes, it's just your night. And that's been Georgia tonight. No turnovers. They hitting on every cylinder. Defense is all over the field. Wide receivers catching the ball. Quarterback he been hot since the start of the game. You know yourself, once your quarterback get hot, I mean, your team go. This dude have not been out of rhythm all night. He been on rhythm. So hats off to Georgia, but hats off to TCU for getting there. But Georgia's just a better team, man.
Hey man, show some respect. Enough TCU talk. We can't talk about TCU right now. You know what I'm saying? They had their
I did
chance.
not say I got to take my hat off to them. That's it.
You gave them their props 2 times now, and I don't want to hear nothing else about them right now. Right? Happy for them. Moving on that TCU. As far as Georgia goes, they just scored again, making it, I think, 52-7. Ooh-wee. What they playing? The JUCO? They playing JUCO?
That ain't even a JUCO score.
So, I'm just saying, so what are we going to be talking about moving forward and how we're picking the game? Because I know what the NCAA says. NCAA says, big surprise. Well, I guess we're going to add a couple of games. Right? That's not the answer. But whatever. You're going to make more money. What's up, Mark Rock? Hey, man.
What up, Rock?
I don't want to call him counselor, man. Counselor.
So the thing is, right, if you get more teams, because I think by 2024 it's going to go to 12 teams, right? You take a team that get hot. So you start the season off. If you lose more than 2 games, you're not going to get in the playoffs. So you got to be either an undefeated team, and I'm talking about when they go to the 12. Yeah, you got to be an undefeated team, 1-loss team, 2-loss team. You take a 2-loss team that ranked 25 or something, right? I don't know who it'd be. Say Tulane, just somebody out the ordinary. Tulane, Oklahoma State, just some teams that not your upper echelon. And they get hot at the end of October, going into November. Well, they get hot like that, there's a good chance they might slide into that 12-team college playoff, right? But then as a 12 seed, what if you got to go to what if you got to go against a number 1 seed, say Georgia number 1, when that happens? I mean, is Tulane gonna be able to keep up with Georgia? Even though they just won a bowl game and they beat USC in a shootout. But USC ain't Georgia. USC got a hell of offense. They ain't got no defense. Georgia got both.
But again, you got to look at football. Like, people forget sometimes, and I'm not saying you, Dean, because I know you know this as a coach. Like, there are 3 aspects of the game. There's offense. Yes, there's defense. But then there's also special teams, right? And I think being like a Georgia who just is so dominant, well coached, and they got so much depth in all three phases of the game. That's tough, man. That's tough. And you have to, like, you can't make a mistake. You ever play a video game on the hardest level? Like, if you make a wrong read in football, or try to do a fancy dribble in basketball, like it's gonna show if you're on those harder levels, and that's what it is. I think they got here, and they probably didn't expect. I mean, who really expected TCU to actually get that big, even after Alabama dropped 2,
Nobody.
Even after the 30-something to 18 loss to Georgia in the SEC championship game? Like, I think people still had in the back of their heads, like, yeah, but right. It's like Friday the 13th, right? You think you unkilled I almost said Jason. You think you've killed Mike Myers, right? But deep down in the back of your head, man, that dude, I should have stabbed him 17 times instead of 5. Like, right? You always feel like they can rise up, like the Undertaker, and make a comeback. But I don't think they were really prepared mentally for this stage. I don't think they understood exactly what it meant to be in this particular game, right? Because you come in as the underdogs against Michigan, and you're kind of like, nobody's thinking we're going to do anything.
Right.
And you're able to play so loose.
Well, right? and you just said something that struck me right there, the stage. Georgia's been here. They've been here on this stage. And, as players, you hear players stuff be like, oh, man, I would be ready. I would be ready. But I don't think people realize, man, how big of a stage this is. The only football game on tonight, national television game. Yeah, SoFi Stadium, but the Rams just won the Super Bowl not too long ago. Brand new stadium. The spotlight is on you. That's just like our show, right? When we invite people to come on, when you talk through text anything, I'll come on. Once that camera come on, how many of them have really ever came on? Same thing, man. You can talk it, but until you actually go through it, that's a big stage. And I don't think TCU was ready for the stage that they got on tonight. And Georgia been there. It's just like business as usual with Georgia. You know what I mean? That's what it was, business as usual. They came out there. This was a business trip for them, and they got it done. They're getting their paychecks. They go head back to Athens with a trophy.
I think it was worse than the business trip for TC. I mean, for Georgia, this was Cancun. Man, seeing them get off those buses and just chilling, like looking super loose. First of all, like I don't really like how Georgia QB practices work. If you get my drift, right? They only go after a certain type of quarterback. It's like some weird sort of. I'm not gonna even get into all that stuff, but I'm saying like that dude has so much confidence. And this dude from ESPN, Bo Money Jones, always talks about how want to could be one of the biggest contributing factors, right? You got two guys that are about to get into a fight. Usually the guy who wins is the guy who wants to fight the most, right? The other person who's like, man, come on, let's just talk it out, may not fare so well unless they got some kind of training, whatever, right? But that, like Stetson Bennett, the fourth, like his confidence and his want to is tremendous. And that's what you get when your quarterback is 47 years old.
Let me ask you this.
See what I did there?
And to our viewers out there that's looking at the show tonight, we appreciate y'all looking. But this is a question. If Stetson Bennett is at any other college without this NFL size offensive line, would he lead his team to a national championship too?
Stop it.
I'm asking the question. I answer the damn question.
And here's my answer. I don't like the question.
I can't
stand these.
How you don't like the question? It's a simple question.
I'm just telling you, it is a simple question, and it could be a simple answer, but I am complicating it a little bit and saying,
well, I want you to give me
dumb question.
I want you to give me your simple answers. Then I want you to give me your politically correct answers. Then I want you to give me your bullshit answer.
Listen. Thank you, Rich. I'm glad somebody caught that. That young man is 25, but in football terms, he's 47 years old. You understand? You know what I mean? But the idea that you can have all that confidence and that swagger or whatever, yes, behind that line, yes, with that coaching staff, yes, with those receivers, yes, with that defense, yes, with that special teams, right? Yes, with all that experience and depth, right? I'm saying to you that the only difference between TCU and Georgia, in my humble opinion, is depth and experience. Now, I don't like that question because, man, let's talk about what is, not what could have been or what might have been and all that stuff. Frap that. All of that. I hate that question. And I gave you an answer, dadgummit. You just don't like my answer.
I don't like your damn answer because
wait a minute, dadgummit.
It's a legit question. And I don't really care because I'm not a TCU
wait.
Georgia
what
damn
makes
fan.
it a legit
State
question?
Fan.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
We hypothetically speaking, could he lead another team?
Get him out of here, producer. Get him out of here. What the frap? Oh, for you kids out there who don't know what the word frap is, it's the F word mixed with crap. It's a more family-friendly version of the word to, let you release some tension without sounding like old Uncle Dean over here. Okay? What, Dean, makes that a legit question?
Do you know the hell you're going to say?
Oh, sorry. I started talking like your screen looked. My bad.
Yeah, it's a good damn question. Why? I'm just saying, okay, let's put him on, say, Michigan.
Oh, my goodness.
Could he lead Michigan to the national championship?
I hate this so much.
2 years in a row. Just answer it, man. It's either hell yeah he can or hell no he can't. And then we can move on.
I'm allergic. Clinically allergic to answering hypotheticals like that, man.
I'm allergic to bullshit, but we deal with it every day. So come on, man.
Hey, man. Boy,
all right. Just fun speaking. Answer it. Like just in a fun way.
He's gonna force me to do this, folks.
So we got some Titan news to talk about.
He's gonna force me to do this, man. So listen. If I had to put money on Michigan winning 2-year national championships back to back with Stetson Bennett as the quarterback and nothing else changes, I'm going to go ahead and say no. Okay. Does that make you happy?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think the more interesting thing is Talk about making the best out of a situation. Like I want people to stop. Listen. I want to hesitate and say that it's hating, but for lack of a better term, it's hating. Please stop hating on Stetson Bennett the fourth.
I'm not hating on Stetson Bennett. I just asked a simple question.
Wait. Hold on, hit dog. Who said you were hating?
Oh, I thought you said I was hating. I mean, I'm not hating on him. I actually think it's pretty cool.
Producer, get him off the screen. Okay, so here's what I'm saying. People out there who are hating and not named Mr. Dean, right? People out there who are not hating. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the ones who are. Like the idea that this young man is making the best out of his situation. And let's just ride with it, man. It's fun. He's cocky. He has a right to be. Like, really, that's what you look for in a quarterback, man. I mean, look at the combines and all these different picks that have come and go in the NFL and being quote-unquote bust, right? As we see a Geno Smith be looked down on, and then all of a sudden, he's got 30 tugs. I think only got somewhere around 30 touchdowns.
He's having a pretty damn good year.
This is
happy for Geno Smith.
Really good quarterback play out of him, man.
Yep.
So was he a bad quarterback all them years before? Or were some other things going on? Right?
I ain't gonna say he was a bad quarterback. I don't know, man. It's hard to explain.
But here's my point. In the NFL and at the collegiate level, on this level, right? Which again, Dean, I don't think we're watching the game. This is watching some sort of sacrificial something or other. As Georgia has the ball going in on, approaching TCU's territory. I don't think it's that much difference other than experience, right, and depth. But one thing you have to have in your quarterback, and by extension the rest of your players, is confidence. You just have to believe in what your coach is saying and your own abilities well enough to believe, I can get it done. I think they, for a while there, TCU was like, yeah, we can do this. And then slowly but surely, it's like quicksand, man. The more you fight it, the deeper and faster you sink. And I think that's what they found themselves in, because it don't take much, right? Because at this level, everything is so close, so even keel. It doesn't take much for one person to get a step. I mean, you're talking about a step, and I'm sure people who don't play sports are like, yeah, a step. Like, they don't even understand what that means. Like, literally, Michael Jordan was a step faster than most. Phil Jackson said his greatest superpower was his hands were so big that he could physically do things with the basketball that other people could not. Like, that sounds like two advantages, because this idea that, Michael Jordan just wanted it more. Like, you don't think Kevin Johnson wanted to beat Michael Jordan? You don't think Charles Barkley wanted to beat Michael Jordan? Karl Malone, John Stockton? You don't think
they might have wanted
to,
but damn it, they didn't.
But that's what I'm saying. But think about that. Two things that separated them. The man had hands like nobody else did, for one. For two, he was a little step faster, quicker on his movements. A step, Dean. So now you say TCU, and because they've earned their position, TCU and Georgia pretty much locked, side by side. But depth, experience, that confidence, those things matter. And I'm telling you, it could be something as small as like, that little flinch right there. Right? Because I'm not used to playing in front of all these people. We're playing against the nation. The nation, Dean. The nation. It's the biggest game I've ever been in up until this point for most of these dudes.
Right. And like you said, just that step. And, us
I want to know what that is.
Yeah.
I want to know what that means. You're saying no
to
exactly
hold on.
Marcus Buchanan bullies.
That's Hub. I know he finna bring up some LeBron stuff. That's why he said no. I can guarantee you he finna come with some type of Bron bullshit. I guarantee you that's why he put that no in there. Because his boy Bron. Crybaby Bron, who once again have cried out for help. I need help in LA. Man, it's 32 other damn teams in the NBA need help. Just not you. You're supposed to be the GOAT.
Yeah, you know what?
Go out there and win what you got.
Let's just go ahead.
Don't get me started on Bron. I ain't really been saying nothing about Bron, but he gonna get me to say something about Bron because I know that's where he's going with. He going with Bron. I'm telling you, he going with Bron.
Listen, let's just go ahead and do a lazy segue to some Bron James talk. Thank
I don't
you,
want to talk
Mark.
about Braun.
Absolutely pay the man. What is he doing, Mark? Like, talk to Cuz, man.
I don't want to talk about no damn Braun.
I don't know why I just sound like I felt like the Jeremy Brown come up in me. Hey man, talk to dude, man. Hey man, talk to your dude.
So okay. All right. Since you want to talk about Braun, let's talk about it.
Let's talk about Braun.
Is it not, do it not get on your nerve year in and year out? This dude got to say something about they need to get me some daggum help to come win a championship.
Dean?
It's getting annoying. Okay, I'm gonna give him his prop. He's 38 years old. No. I'm gonna give him his prop. He's 38-year-old. You balling this shit.
Wait, no. Producer,
No.
quickly get him off of here. Look, let me explain to people. Dean, I mean, no disrespect, my man. You the dude. I'm just saying, just let me talk to the audience for a little bit. Hang on. Okay. What you're about to witness is Dean give about 4 or 5 positive affirmations for one LeBron James, just so he can tear him down. Okay, folks, here he comes. Let's watch.
First of all, I heard everything you said. I'm not finna tear him down. I'm actually finna give him his props. Okay. Year 20, 38 years old. You out there averaging 27, maybe 30 points. You're doing your thing. All right, I'm gonna give you that. All right, I'm gonna give you that. He's actually playing pretty good. I'm gonna give Braun that. And I said it, like I said it. But then you gotta go do your little bullshit ass cry that I need help.
Pay the man.
You don't. I mean, you're supposed to be a quote unquote go out there and win it this year without your help. You got Anthony. I get hurt every weekend and week out. Davis. He might be back for another 5 games this year. Who the hell knows? I don't know. If he do come back, I'm gonna give him 10 games. He's gonna be out again for 30. You got Westbrook, which they cannot blame it on him this year because Westbrook is actually playing pretty good basketball. Thomas Bryant is playing pretty good basketball, and the little white dude, Austin Reeves, is playing pretty good basketball, along with the little alien dude. What his name? Dennis Schroeder. Look like a little ugly ass bulldog. But you got him. I mean, you got some talent over there. You can't win with that damn team.
Hold on, he ain't got no problems without calling him ugly. You better than that
man.
Hey,
that man ugly as hell. You know
what is going
on? Anyway, off of what I'm saying, why do he need help? You got your team, so why you need help?
Dean, first of all, oh my goodness, why do I feel like we are literally sinking into that Skip Bayless?
No. You cannot
Listen,
say
man.
Skip Bayless. We can't talk about him right now.
Oh man, listen, we'll get to that as well. But I'm just saying, are we really doing this, man? Are we really at the point where we're doing this? Like just a couple old men. I think he the greatest. Let me tell you why. Like you don't think Michael Jeffrey Jordan asked for better players?
Dude, look at first of all, my GOAT talk is over with. Who I think is the greatest player, it's always gonna be MJ.
No. But we're not talking about that. We put that to bed. We put that to bed last year. I'm saying,
yeah. I'm not even doing that GOAT talk anymore. I don't even hear it because we all got our own damn opinion about this shit.
Congressman, answer the question. Do you think that that Michael Jeffrey Jordan asked for better players? Yes or no?
Nope.
Oh my goodness! Somebody help this man.
Don't help me, shit.
Pay the man. Come on, this type of stuff. Listen, just be fair. And let me ask you this: why do you think he's asking for better players? Do you think he's not a good player and he just has to have someone better in order to win a championship at this stage?
Oh no, LeBron is good. Like I said many times on this show, and I even talked to you. I'm not a fan of him, but I respect his game. I'm not going to be dumb enough to say the man is not a good basketball player because he is that. But my thing is, I get so sick and tired of people making excuses for him, and he's supposed to be quote unquote the best player in the NBA, which he's not. It's a guy by the name of Jason Taylor, a guy by the name of Joker. The list goes on.
No. There is one, and it's that Giannis. Please give him his flowers.
I'm giving him flowers, but I would put Tatum right there with him this year because
they are
Jason
good. But
Tatum
you tell me right now,
out.
I'm gonna give you one player, and then you build a team around him. It's Giannis. He gets one more shooter this trade deadline, and they may win a championship. Like that.
So
that
you
dude
mean
is a monster?
Hold on. How much basketball you been watching? You ain't been watching that boy from the STL named Jason Tatum?
My goodness,
Balling.
he is doing a fantastic job, but I need to see him in playoff basketball against somebody like Wiggins.
Because last year in the finals, Wiggins shut him down. But as the year going right now, I put it to Tatum, Giannis, and Joker. I don't even care which category. They're the top 3 players.
I need you to take into account our audience.
And your boy Luka. We can't leave Luka out.
Luka's doing unprecedented things, and that's
we can't leave Luka out, man.
But Luka as a scorer, I'm talking about as far as the best player on the planet right now. I'm taking Giannis all day, every day.
I agree. Yeah, but him and Joker, because Joker play both ends of the court.
Joker plays both ends of the court, but I don't know. Let's be real. Giannis is a lot more pleasant to watch. I don't know what is that, man. I know because I know it's not racism. I know that Gales and Dean are not racist against Joker. Like all hell his talents, right? But man, what is it about? Is it just because it's just so technical? Man, is this when we point to the WNBA? Like, I'm sorry, yes, you're very technical and very sound fundamentals, all those things. Like people in the NBA aren't fundamentally sound, but that's a different topic for a different day. But is that the reason? Like, we like the NBA because there's more flash and there's more oomph, right? And Joker just doesn't have that. But he is super efficient, super effective. He's everything that you want in a basketball player. He just don't have the flash.
I think Joker, man, like, I know I watch him because I be like, man, this dude is that slow, does nothing fancy. And it almost like, damn, how the hell he got 40 points and 20 rebounds with 12 assists? Because, like, if you sit there and watch him, it's like it's like you don't see it, but you see it. Like you said, it's not flashy, but he's damn good. Like, dude is good, man. Like, I ain't really seen a weakness in his game on offense. And he plays defense. What do you mean who I'm picking outside? Like on the outside court?
I'm just saying, you playing ball and you got the top current NBA players out there.
All right, give me 5 players to pick from.
5
my
players
first pick on my team.
I gave you the whole NBA. What are you doing? I need you to listen.
No, he said, who am I picking outside? That's what Chulo just said.
In a pickup game. Right. So I'm just saying, if you got the entire NBA to choose from, you got one player. It's going to be 2-on-2. You versus me and another guy. Who are you picking?
Who you got?
Don't worry about who I got. You got first pick. Pick.
Oh, I got Curry, dog. I'm not bullshitting. You know I'm a Curry guy. I'm being for real. I got Curry, bro.
And just so y'all know, listen, my screen isn't frozen. I'm just listen, hold on. Let me get
I'm being for real, dude.
Hold on, Dean. Hold on. Mr. Dean.
No, man, I'm taking Curry.
Dean.
Sorry, man.
Dean, Mr. Dean. You know I respect you. And I love it. But you mean to tell me that you are not picking up Giannis all day, every day, no matter what?
Look, let me tell you, okay. No disrespect to Giannis, because I am a Giannis fan.
Come on, man.
But Curry is my guy.
That's just because you want an autograph, man. He ain't gonna help you with your jump
shot.
I
might want a damn autograph. Still, if I got the pick, me and Curry.
Man. You know how I can tell we're rusty? When we spend 8 hours talking about nothing. So I'm going back. Matter of fact, I don't want you to distract me. Producer, get him off. Get him the crap out of here. The question is, Mr. Dean, is you are so tired and done with LeBron James asking for players, right? Trying to utilize the power, the platform, the sway that he has to make his team better? What is so wrong with that? Second part of the question that you did not really give a good answer to, is you don't think Michael Jordan did the same thing?
What's so wrong with it? When you quote unquote the GOAT, as all the Bron fans says in the league, and you go on your shop and you say when you did that little 3-1 comeback against the Warriors, which you got a stimulus check for the Draymond thing, and you constantly have to get on TV and say how you're the greatest, then why do you need to go out and get 4 other superstars to help you win the championship, man? And if Jordan did do it, he damn sure didn't come out and do it publicly.
This is what I love, man. This is what I love. You understand? It's a whole new world out here. Shout out.
I understand. We living in a social media world.
I'm saying Michael Jeffrey Jordan was retired. I'm gonna say it again. He was retired. Knew that he was coming back. And, NBA had rules back then that you couldn't recruit, right? Even though it was happening all over the place. You know what Michael Jeffrey Jordan did while he was retired and filming that Space Jam? He had the studio build him a gym outside of the lot and invited not just anybody, but the best NBA players in the world. You know who one of those people were? Dennis Rodman. You know who ended up coming to the Bulls after he came back? Dennis Rodman. So what
proof
you saying?
Do you have, my dark-skinned brother, that he asked Dennis Rodman to come to the Bulls? How you know Dennis Rodman just didn't want to come to the Bulls and compete for an NBA championship? Give me your proof, and I'll shut the hell up. That crazy-ass look on your face ain't the proof.
Do you not remember Michael Jeffrey Jordan going to Vegas? They said he was searching around, searching random hotels, looking for Dennis Rodman to play. Why didn't the GOAT just go, no, Dennis? Okay, I'm the GOAT. I'm just going to will us to victory. Because that's not how it works. Winning a championship is extremely hard to do. And Michael Jeffrey Jordan missed some playoffs. Okay, got eliminated from a playoff or two. Okay, got beat up quite often. And then got some players and then won 3 in a row. Retired, came back, lost some more. And then got some players and then won 3 more in a row. And as
when he retired and came back, he only lost that 1 year. And then the rest is history. The rest is history.
Like, what do you? I don't understand what you're saying to me. Listen, man.
Nobody understand what I'm saying.
I ain't got my medication. I cannot be. I think you just.
What kind of medication you taking?
I think you just messing with me, man. I don't know, but after this episode, I'm gonna need some blood pressure medication, something.
Did Kobe ask for Shaq to come to LA? I'm asking you that question. I really don't know that.
Not to my recollection.
Okay, then.
But why are you bringing Kobe into this conversation?
Because I think he's the second best player behind Jordan. My personal opinion.
Okay, you know what? This is a trap. That's all this is. You're trying to trap me. Let's move on to tropics. All right,
hey man, you ain't did that in a while, man. I forgot my little mariachi salt shaker thing.
Okay, listen. Tropics, aka trending topics. We call them tropics. Sir. Listen, man. I think there's really only one. Dana White, UFC. Talk to me.
Yeah, that Dana White. So, why is he not getting the same backlash, tore down, as anybody else who would have committed a domestic crime?
Wait a minute.
And then your boy, then your boy Stephen A. Smith.
Wait, real quick. Are you actually asking, or are you just, is this hyperbole?
No, I'm asking because your boy Stephen A. Your boy, not really my boy. I think you're a damn hypocrite. Anyway, your boy Stephen A. Goes on and gives the calmest, most sentimental. Oh, Dana White just messed up. I know him. I'm very good friends of him. What he did was a mistake, blah, blah, blah. But let that have been anybody else. And you know yourself, other players that did this, Stephen A. go in on them and rip them down to their soul. So, because Dana White, your boy, y'all like this, that's making it okay for him to do that shit, and you don't want to rip him down. That's what I'm saying, man. These dudes in the media and stuff, and some of the ones in like sports, they all paid and brought, man. They say what the networks tell them to say. Because anybody else, Stephen A. would have toe in on it. But just because you and Dana White are so-called tight, you don't tear in on him and you give like a heartfelt, well, yeah, what he did was wrong. But, Dana made a mistake. His wife even said it's never happened before. Of course, she's going to say it ain't never happened before because they keep shit on the road. We don't know if it happened before or not.
Pay the man.
But he damn sure slapped the hell out of it on camera. But like I said, it's been other incidents where you've seen yourself, your boy Stephen A. and other people on ESPN tear in to guys that do this. But Dana White, they didn't tear into him. Why do you think so? And I'm being for real. Why do you think they ain't tearing to him?
Because he's a powerful Caucasian guy. And there's a lot of money tied up into the UFC. He's got several entities that he's over, but you got to think, man, they got this contract. I'd be interested to see what the contract says. Like, that's my geeky side coming out. I need you lawyers, see if you can dig something up out there. I know we got a couple in the audience. Like, I need to try to understand this. Like, is there some sort of morality clause, right? But I think what we're seeing is what we always see, like just power and money just kind of erase everything else, right? He said, who does Steve work for? Dana's distant family? Stephen A. Smith works for ESPN that is partnered with the UFC that Dana White is the president of, right? So it's not very hard to see the connections.
The thing is, and I wish you could pull that clip up when Stephen A. did that the other day, dude. It like really pissed me off because
remind me, who's the guy punched his lady, then girlfriend, now wife in the elevator? Give me the name.
Ray Rice.
Ray Rice.
Yeah,
that's what it was.
He tore in on Ray Rice. He even said Ray Rice should never play in the NFL again and probably won't blah, 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 this, that. And what Ray Rice did, no, we're not condoning that, me and you. No, I ain't saying what he got the punishment that he needed stuff. But if you're going to tear into Ray Rice like that, you got to tear into this man like that too. But they pick and choose. That's the shit that get me about these media dudes.
The man. Listen, Dean.
I'm being for real, bro. That's what get me about this shit, man. They go in. And outside of this situation, they go in on who they want to go in on. But if it's somebody that they got close acquaintanceship with, or somebody who's gonna come on the show or whatever, or they soft on it. Bullshit. Be the same. Be the same on all of them.
Hold on, Dean. Why is it wrong to go harder on some people and not as hard on others?
Why is it wrong? Because everybody should be held to that same accountability.
Dino, the Dean, Mr. Dean, right? The whole frapping show. Dean, come on now. Why is it wrong for Stephen A. to treat his friends differently than his people he may or may not like or know?
Because it's wrong on all accords.
I know, but I want like specifics. Tell me specifically why it's wrong. Listen, let me tell you a story real quick. Hold on. Quick story.
You got to follow me.
Hold on, Dean. Quick story. Damn,
Rich said it. I just didn't want to come out and say it. There you go.
Hold on now.
Rich,
wait a minute.
I didn't want to
hold on. But like Rich know. Thank you, Mr. Rich. But let me tell you a story. My son last night. So I woke up this morning to what looks like a Smurfs massacre. So we celebrated. Shout out to JJ turning 6 Saturday. He got he's in the planets and stuff. His cake was blue and he had the planets all around it, right? Remember, the cake was blue. A lot of dye we put in these people's foods these days. That's a whole nother topic. But anyway, so I wake up and I see the sink where my sons are sleeping in the bathroom, just blue everywhere. And I literally thought, not today. I'm not dealing with this today. Right? And so literally what had happened is he got into the cake, realized his mistake, that he made a mistake. There's a trail from the cake box to where he's at. Oh no. Now I'm scrubbing the floor. Oh no, it's more blue. I don't understand. Okay, I've seen bigger people. This is my 3-year-old now. This is Jackson. I've seen bigger people clean messes. I'm gonna get some water on the rag and I'm gonna scrub it. Oh no, it's more blue. Okay, I'm gonna go wash myself up in the bathroom because that's what you do when you're dirty. You wash your hands. Oh no, it's not coming off, and now the sink and everywhere around it is blue. Right? He has gotten himself in this situation. And what I'm telling you is, Mr. White's got himself in a situation. Your guy, Stephen A. Smith, is had himself in several different types of situations. Speaking on the Ray Rice thing, he literally made a statement and had to apologize because the statement he said was about the Ray Rice incident is that women should think about how not to provoke wrong actions from men. Ooh, 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 wee. That's what Stephen A. Smith said about that Ray Rice situation. So it seems like Stephen A. Smith has a very, I don't know, a pattern. He has a pattern, right, of kind of taking this stance. Because in this video, if you guys haven't seen it, she does strike first. He does strike back. Now, his strike back was bigger than her strike back because he's bigger than she is. Okay? Stephen A. Smith, when he saw that elevator incident, same thing. He's talking about how women should, be careful with how they provoke men, and then he had to come out and apologize for that. What I'm saying to you, Dean, he is being very, very consistent, and now he's having to walk stuff back. But why are we holding Stephen A. Smith to a journalistic standard? That's my question to you.
He's a hypocrite.
You're saying he's a hypocrite, but how?
He brought and paid for it, bro.
Man, I did.
Like you said, he has to walk back so much stuff that he says. And he's done it numerous of times, but he's ESPN. They know. The thing about Stephen A. would be like, I'm going to say what I want to say, and I don't give a damn.
Pay the man.
Who I make mad. But then he'll walk back what he said because when that show go off and he got to go. Check this out. Because when he go back in that office and they tell his ass what he wasn't supposed to say, that's why he go back and walk back everything that he said because he brought and paid for it, bro. He's a damn hypocrite. I used to like Stephen A. But the more and more I look at him and see the stuff that he do, I see all the hypocrite in it. I mean, you don't see it though. I don't know why you don't see it, but you don't see it.
I literally just said Ray Rice situation, right? He never said he was friends with Ray Rice. Ray Rice situation, he kind of sided with Ray Rice in the beginning, right? And then he learned from his mistake and made the apology. This situation, he's behind Dana White again. Same type of thing. Even though he's also stated that there's no reason a man should put his hands on a woman. Dana White himself has said that.
So
I'm saying, how is it a hypocrite? How is he treating Ray Rice any differently than he did Dana White in this?
Because all he's gonna do is come back on the show Monday and walk back what he said about Dana White.
And here's what I'm saying, Dean. What is wrong with that? You're holding him to a journalistic standard, and I'm saying he's a human dadgum entertainer. And I think we need to be more flexible with these human entertainers. If you say something that's rubbing people the wrong way, come back, take it back. You know who doesn't do that? Skip Bayless. So you saying you are more Skip Bayless than you are that Stephen A. Smith?
Dude, I say a lot of shit on this show that I know people don't like. Do I walk this shit back? Hell no.
Pay the man. But you gotta admit, look, we're talking about this show, and right now it's not a job, but it could very quickly be a job. Right now, on your job, Dean, there's no way that you can go in and say whatever you want and you don't care and you ain't apologizing and taking nothing back. Because you can try that at your job, but guess what? You don't have to care. You don't have to take anything back. But you also don't have to work here, brother.
I get what you're saying, bro. But you make an excuse for Stephen A.
I'm not making an excuse. I want him to be as consistent as possible, but I want when he's being human and he's walking stuff back, no matter who made him see it, I just want him to see it. He made that comment, like, again, I'm going to read, right? Smith said that women should think about how not to provoke wrong actions in men. Do you not want him to walk that back?
Yeah, I mean, hell, he said it.
I know he said it, but I'm saying as a human being, like we say some crazy stuff, we get things
We
wrong,
do.
and I
A
want
lot.
people, I want
Even
people to be
even
okay.
so,
Dean,
even when you get mad, you say some shit that you really don't mean.
hey, the man, they coming, Dean.
Oh no, I'm on it this year, but it's a new year. I'm on this shit.
Oh my
Anyway,
goodness, go ahead,
so
man.
when you get mad, you say something that you probably don't mean. Then you got to go. You might go think about it for a minute or two, or maybe a day or two. Then you want to be like, all right, you might walk it back. I can. So what he said at the Ray Rice incident, okay, he had to walk it back a little bit. But you got to quit doing this shit every other time. And then when somebody
Hey, the
pointed out to
man.
you, then I got to go walk it back. And that's what Stephen A. do. Because
But
remember,
Dean,
he said, no. Remember when Stephen A. said, I don't give a damn what nobody say. I'm going to say what I want to. That's my Stephen. Was
but
that pretty
Dean,
good?
apparently what he
God
wanted to
damn, man.
say
I thought it was
is
good, yes.
that was a good thing. Yeah, that was a good Stephen A. Smith, man. He got the hairline for it too. But what I'm saying is, I think that you should be okay with those entertainers coming out hard like that and being okay with them walking things back. I want people to grow. I want
You
people to
know
get
what,
better.
man? I just paid attention to what you said. Your hairline walking a thin line of damn self. You want to talk about my hairline?
Right.
At least I went bald. I
I
give you
just
about
cover
another
my
year or
mouth.
two, brother.
Hold on.
No, you got
Yeah.
hair. You got
There we
hair.
go.
We ain't saying you ain't got hair, but
There
hold
we
on.
go. Look at that.
Put your
Huh?
hair back, cause I'm a point. I can't. People can't really see
I
what I'm
just
pointing.
cover mine up. What are you talking
That
about? I
hairline is
choose to
going
show
back
my
far,
hairline.
bro. It's going
I
back
choose to
far.
show my hairline. Look,
I think you got about.
look,
I'm gonna
I'm
give you
getting
3
closer.
years.
I'm getting pretty close to long hair don't care. You understand?
All right, so hold on. All right, let me just do me this one favor, right? If you do start thinning up here, you know how some people try to thin and they try to keep them dreads. Don't do that, bro.
I'll
Let
go
it go.
bald. Hey, there are some times when
No,
my
you ain't
wife is
gotta go
doing my
bald. Just don't keep
listen.
trying to.
No,
You
no,
know
no,
they be
no,
having
no.
them
Hear
dreads.
me
They
out.
be real thin.
Quick
Yeah,
side
don't do
note.
that.
Quick side note. There are some times when my wife is doing my hair, and I'm just thinking, I think I'm just gonna go bald. I'm just so tired of doing anything. I'm tired of doing stuff. Anyway, but back to my point. I want people to be okay with backtracking things. I want Dana White to say when he's not in the situation, there is no reason for a man to hit a woman. And then several years later, he hits a woman. I want him to be like, hey, I still stand by that. There's no reason to hit a woman. Right? So I still want that to happen, but I want us to be able to grow. And the only way we're gonna do that is people like you and me being okay with Stephen A. saying one thing 1 week and then saying, you know what? I was wrong. And I've changed my opinion on the subject. I don't think there's anything wrong with that, man. He said
I
he's talking about
respect.
the hair, Dean. He said, look, Rich
Man,
writes
don't
in.
do
He
Stevie.
don't
It ain't even
he
Stevie
don't want
Wonder,
to do
bro.
the Stevie Wonder.
I've seen it a couple of times, man. Man, people be going thin up there with them dreads, man. They be trying to have them hang on. No, man. You ain't got to go bald, but just fade it out. You know what I mean?
Hey,
Just
what
fade it
Chuck
out.
be saying? Come on home, brother. Come on home. Ain't nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, man.
But yeah,
But to
so
be honest
okay.
with you, bro, to be honest with you, I'd rather have hair. It just left me
But like
years ago.
let's get into this thing. Like this Dana White situation, man. I mean, it's tough. It's tough. And then
It
the
is tough,
people,
man.
like, okay, for Stephen A. Smith, he makes his money by being first saying something. Like, he makes his money that way. So he don't have the luxury for you and I. Like we've said on this for a while, right? We got to look at it and see what people are saying and form our own opinions, have a bad
Right.
opinion, change that opinion several times. Like we've had time to process. People like Skip Bayless and Stephen A. Smith and Shannon Sharp and the others, like they literally they make their money based off of saying the hot take first, right? That's their cachet. Okay, so he doesn't have time to really process it, so he has to get out there with an opinion as fast as he can. Oh, something just happened. Blah, here's what I think, and then all of a sudden, well, this is actually some context here, context there. Now everybody got more information coming out. Oh, okay, maybe I was wrong about that.
Speaking of your boy Skip, and this we gonna get more than him next week.
Skip. You can't even let me finish my monologue.
Man, what's man? That dude is just what the hell is wrong with him? I mean, we're gonna get more into it next week because it's a lot. This dude for the last couple
you
weeks,
talking
man.
like you gotta go in a minute, like you working tomorrow.
No.
I thought we was
Because
going long.
I ain't talking about I gotta go, but like if we going to Skip, it'll be another 2 hours. Because the dude just been going off. I don't know if he just just I just think he a grumpy ass old man.
Okay,
I
okay.
believe it.
Dean, I'm glad you say that. How old is Skip Bayless?
71.
What are we
Ain't,
talking about? He
ain't he
talking like a
71 now?
grumpy
Is he
old man.
70 or
He is
71?
7. That man is 71 years old. 71 years old.
Right. And so he just angry.
I mean, he's just cantankerous. Like, he don't care. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care what anybody says. Look at Anthony Richard. Ooh, with the strong language. Thanks for bringing us back to Dana White. He says, man, bleep Dana White.
Hit him with pay the man. You always hit me with it. Make it go across the stream.
Himself out, and he is
bullshit.
a guest.
So if I say
bull,
yeah.
You know what some radiocasters do, right?
What's it?
They just say bleep. They literally say bleep. Man, shut the bleep up. Like, I think it's one of the funniest things ever. After 65, say what you want. Yeah, because there are no more. I mean, what consequences Skip Bayless gonna have at this point in his life, right? This man who eats broccoli and whatever, the same meal every day, right? He works out and he watches sports and gets angry and talks. He talks trash to everybody. I mean, that's him at this point. But I'm just saying, like, this Dana White situation, where we're talking about real power, right? Ray Rice, how many snaps has he gotten since that video came out?
None.
How exactly are you gonna punish a Dana White? He's not working for ESPN like Stephen A. Smith, right? He's not working for the NFL or any of these other places. Like, he is a partner. He partnered with ESPN. You know what I mean? And I find it strange that ESPN, ABC, the parent company Disney, are very quiet about this. There is all kinds of stuff to say when an athlete of any sport does something like this. But all of a sudden, your business partner, Dana White does it. And then, you've got nothing to say. And you've got people like Stephen A. on air basically apologizing for the dude. And like you said, making excuses for Dana White.
So let me ask you this. You think, because in the past when something like this didn't happen, it was the subject of talk for a long time. How long do you think you're going to hear about this, or are they going to sweep it right on the road and you ain't going to hear about it no more?
What you were okay, you're going to see this on the CNN or whatever. Fox probably won't cover it because it's like, it looks like a fair fight to me. She hit him first. He defended himself, moving on. Because that's what Fox does. CNN is probably going to look at this horrific display because that's what they do. That's how they make their money. But a sports personality, right, doing something this wrong, usually ESPN is the worldwide leader in sports. They should be the worldwide leader on this story. But again, this isn't just some athlete. This is a business partner. A business partner, Dean. So now you see what matters more.
So he got business.
He signed a deal.
He's a partner of ESPN.
He's a partner. He's not working for ESPN. They made a deal, and he allowed. Let me say that again. He allowed ESPN, who is owned by his parent company, Disney. So you can kind of say he allowed Disney to have his sport on their platforms, ESPN Plus.
See, so I knew he was part of ESPN. I didn't know how big he was in it. I didn't know.
He's not ESPN. He's working with ESPN. He's a partner. He's like me and you. Right? If you ESPN, I was Dana White, I come to you and they're like, hey man, we're gonna put your show on. No. I'll allow you to put my sport onto your. I mean, it's the same thing that that ESPN has done with NBA and NFL. These people are partners. That's why when Roger Goodell, the idea that ESPN kind of swept that lawsuit that's still going on, I believe, that lawsuit against the NFL, these things are swept on the rug. How come ESPN isn't reporting these things? 2 reasons. One, they are partners, and it doesn't behoove them to do that to a partner. Why? Because it messes with their money and their power. The second reason you don't see it covered that much, why? Why you think? Besides the partnership and money, lawsuits against the NFL are not really talked about with ESPN because they're partners, and why?
Because they're partners, and I don't know. Tell me.
I don't need people out here understanding that they can control things if they get together and utilize legislation. It's the same old story. Ain't no different. Rich is in the comments with when Amazon didn't speak up, they were trying to close a deal with them, right? Because people want that sport on their platform. People want NFL sports on their platforms, on their streaming apparatuses. These are the things that are happening behind closed doors, and why people like us don't get the same coverage that you would if you or I decided we're gonna go crazy and punch our old ladies on camera. Like, come on, man. Come on, man. I need people to really pay attention to that. Why are these big people so quiet? Because we allow them to be. And that's why the power is going to stay where it is, man. That's why the money is going to stay where it is. It's just ridiculous. Just ridiculous. So that's why I'm at with the Dana White stuff. Like, and here's the thing. I don't even understand how I would want him to be punished, right? He doesn't participate in the events aside from announcing and commentating. So what? I'm not going to commentate on fights for a little bit, then I'm going to come back. I'm going to allow myself to come back. That's the crazy thing about it, right? Like there's something silly that I do in our house that I'll try to make sure my kids see when I do something wrong that I punish myself like I would them, right? So there's some stuff if I don't get done, I say, okay, Dad can't play PlayStation for a week. And they look crazy like, oh, wow. Man, he is really, punishing himself. And then, I decide that, hey, you know what? I've been pretty good for 3 days, so I'm going to let myself off punishment early. That's what I do to my kids. I know it's shameful. I'm sorry, people. But absolute power corrupts absolutely. What I'm saying to you is this guy is going to punish himself and then allow himself to come back. I don't even know how we punish this dude appropriately. Do we not watch the fights? Do we not pay for the pay-per-views? Everybody gets a daggum, what do you call it, jailbroken stick. Oh, by the way, Paco. Oh, hold on. I need to call. Let me text that dude before I forget. What are you saying, Dingo?
Well, definitely ain't nobody gonna stop watching the fights. If the UFC, if it's a big fight on, nobody's gonna miss out on this. So like you saying, excuse me, how will he get punished? Hell, we don't know. What they gonna do? Slap him on the hand, fine him a little bit. The man's a billionaire, so you really can't find him. So who knows?
This is true, but I mean, it's the same thing with anything else. I was just talking to my daughter about. He said, drain his bank account. Yeah, dog, man, he went straight to the.
They did it to Ye. Well, they tried to do it to Ye.
Hit him up. They did it to Ye. Ye did that to his dadgum self. He know what the rules are.
Did he do it to himself?
Yeah.
We'll talk about that.
Yeah. Kanye was too. Ye. He has changed his name legally to Ye.
Yeah, we cannot call him Kanye no more. He gets mad about that. It's Ye.
He does.
It's Ye.
And you know what? Whatever. Muhammad Ali did it. We had to respect him. He had to beat a dude in the ring to get some respect.
Well, I don't care what nobody say about Kanye. I still like them damn Yeezys though.
Was that necessary?
I still like them Yeezys.
Wait. Was that necessary?
Yeah. That's what me. Everybody talk about, man, we ain't gonna wear shoes and shit no more. Look, I'm gonna go on record and say I still like Yeezys. So you talk and say what the hell you want to about me. I really don't give a damn. I like the man's shoe. Carry on. In my Kendrick Perkins voice.
When this thing really blows up, this is gonna be an interesting journey with my man, Mr. Dean. You about to find out real quick what freedom of speech actually means. And what it actually means is you're free to say whatever the crap you want to, but you're not free to choose the consequences.
So the consequences gonna come along. Well, guess what, buddy?
Mama call him Kanye. I'm gonna call him Kanye. Oh man, we got to that age now. We are approaching 40, dadgummit. When we start selling some old dudes in the barbershop.
You know what? That is crazy, bro, because, my birthday was 2 weeks ago, bro. And I was sitting there just thinking, like, damn, man, I'm 38 years old. And then you just sit there like,
kids, I want y'all
like
to take. I want y'all to soak this in. Anytime we get to saying like, man, I'm 38 years old. Right, that right there, that little lull right there. Just trust us. Enjoy those
bro,
good
because I was thinking about it,
ligaments while
man.
you
Like, you
can.
know, all of us grew up together, man. We go back, we really go back to like 10, 11-year-old, man. And what you 37, right? I'm
Yes, I
38.
am.
Rich about 37, 38. Brown about 38. Tame, he 37, but he'll be 38. Like me and Tame talking about like, bro, like man, like we up in
My
the
man
age, like
said, "Move
it's
on."
crazy though, because I can remember being out there at the Pop Warner field or playing middle school ball like it was yesterday. Like I looked
Right.
at our pictures not too long ago when I was at my mama's house. The EA Cox picture, me, you, Quentin, Tame, Mike Granberry and stuff. Everybody still looks the same. We just got beards now. Some got hair, some don't. That's the only bit of it, like we all still look the same. So it's crazy, man. It's crazy as hell.
It's not what you look like on the outside, man. It's that daggum X-ray, MRI. We are frapped up. Kids, enjoy. Listen,
Dude, let me
kids.
tell you something.
Kids, enjoy the ligaments while you can. That's all I'm
I used
saying.
to mess with you about your back and stuff. Dude, when I went to the I was having knee problems, right? This is no lie. And everybody know I'm active. If you follow my page and stuff, you know I'm in the gym. I still play ball and everything. I went to the doctor, man. I'm like, man, doc, my knee is killing me. Like, what? I'm taking the leave, I'm taking Tylenol, I even take the joint supplements. Dude, what's going on? To the point I thought I had tore a small ligament off in it again, right? He did the x-rays, everything. He said the good thing is no structure damage. Your knee look good. He said, but you're beginning stages of arthritis. Dude, I'm like, what the hell? And at the time I was 37. I'm like, man, I'm 37 years old and I got arthritis in my knees.
Bro,
what the hell?
Listen, I'm in the same boat. So they said we can tell. So they had to. I mean, you know me. I had some fluid drain from my knee.
Right.
That's right, folks. Fluid drain from my knee.
I've had it done too. Very nasty.
Yeah, man. I didn't realize it was that yellow.
I looked at it when they did mine. Yeah, nasty as hell.
Yeah,
pretty cool with that.
But so they when they tested the fluid, they found some crystals that could possibly be gout crystals. Gout in my knee. I was like, what? So got an X-ray. I'm supposed to get another X-ray. And I ain't gonna lie, I have been avoiding that like the plague because of those very words. Beginning stages of arthritis. No, thank you. Now I'm turning. Look, as much as I talk to our good buddy, shout out to Sadiq Ziad out there. I used to tell him all the time, man, you need to go see a doctor so you know exactly what's wrong. But like, I get his fear of the white coat, right? Them doctors. Because listen, I'm saying I understand this, but myself and anybody out there who's like me, get out there and get your exams, your physicals, your blood work, your panels, get all that done. He said, that's that ham and bacon. I wish it was that simple, dadgummit. Like for me, it's Kool-Aid.
I do know. It's funny Rich says that because if I go in my research, because you know I'm all about being in shape and being healthy and stuff. If you do intake a lot of sugar and stuff, it is bad on your joints, man. So, or even the foods that you eat. So, you know, we got to watch that, bro. Because like for a lot of our people to watch the show and us, like we all up, you know, mid-30s, 40s, and we want everybody to live a healthy life. We got to start watching what we eat, what we put in our bodies, how we take care of ourselves. If you're drinking a lot of cold drinks and stuff, cut that crap out, man, because like I never would have thought growing up, you know, we all like candy and stuff that would have an effect on my joints and stuff now. So like I try to cut it out, especially now he told me I got beginning stage arthritis in my knee, man, which I went to the Whole Food store and I got some stuff that I take now. It's like 5 little tablets and you let them dissolve into your tongue. Man, my knee's been pain free, bro. That shit worked miracles. But I'm gonna have to keep taking that stuff just to keep that pain down. You know what I mean? So it's crazy, man. But it's like the intake, the stuff that you put in your body can really affect your joints and stuff and just overall health. So we got to look out for ourselves in that
Hey man,
sense.
I like this comment right here. Like sugar and drugs are the same. Right. It's
He
so
got a
hard to get
point
off of
because
that
they're
sugar.
addicted.
It's so
You know,
hard.
they're addicted because you know they candy called Mambas. It's like the generic Starburst, but they call Mambas. If anybody that know I'm talking about Mambas, please comment on it. Anyway, dude, I sit there and eat. I can eat 4 packs of them damn things if I sit there and won't like just eat them because they good. And that ain't good. Just sit there and be eating Mambas like it. You know what I mean? And that's the same. And we totally off subject sport, but that's the same like the dentist. I used to have a fear of the dentist until I did my research. Until I did my research and seeing how important your teeth are to you. Now I like going to the dentist. But back about 15, 20 years ago, you wouldn't catch me out when I couldn't stand to go. But your teeth is important to your overall body system too.
Yeah, man. Get your health check. Your
Get
mental
your health
check,
check,
your
people.
health check. Get your spirituality in check.
Yep.
My goodness, because all those things have to do with the other. I mean, this is something that science and religion both agree on. I mean, no matter what religion you follow, pretty sure it talks a little bit about. He said you eat every day. A little bit. It talks about a little bit about treating the temple right? Self-control, discipline, all these things. Those are important. Those are so important. And like we're sitting here talking about sports, and like sports is what Chris say. Man, I'm not gonna say as well as he did last week, but
2 weeks ago.
basically, sports is a crossroads between life, and it kind of is a testing ground for a lot of things, man. You see, sports kind of drive desegregation and equal pay and all sorts of things, right? Respect and language and conduct. Dana White. Sorry, I don't know why.
It's crazy how you said that because I can dislike a person to the point I want to fight you, but if you can play and we can help each other win, man, we rocking with each other on the same team. It's crazy how sports can do that, right? Like that's crazy. But that's what sports can do. Like you can literally not. It's guys that play NBA. It's guys that play MLB. It's guys that play NFL. They literally do not like each other off of the field, but they're gonna get out there and get that dub because they know each other's talent on that field, their court, or whatever respective sports that they play.
Speaking of NFL, we would be we have to definitely send out thoughts and prayers to players, a Bill safety, DeMar Hamlin, right? I guess a few hours ago he tweets his thanks after he moves from Cincinnati to Buffalo Hospital 7 days after collapse. So he's thinking, he's doing things. I mean, he's got what do you call it? It looks like he's got some functions that are returning. Whew, that's scary. 7 days after collapse.
Dude, that's crazy, man.
They
Like,
couldn't even move him from hospital to hospital.
right.
You know what I mean?
I was watching that game, man, and T. Higgins, that wasn't nothing dirty. He did what you taught to do. You catch that ball, you put your shoulder down, and somebody trying to come tackle you, you run through the tackle. It's just the impact of that caused you, because if you get hit hard enough on a certain side of your chest, it'll send you into cardiac arrest, and that's what happened. But for him to come through that, and I was always, when he was down on that. hey, man, off subject. So people out here don't know what chest pie is.
Well, no, time out. You got to talk to our people who are joining, who may be listening to us on Apple iTunes, Spotify, audio only. So explain to them the comment first and then go into it.
So my boy Shock hit me with, where's that lemon chest pie, right? So for y'all don't know, I live in the Midwest now. People out here don't really know what a chest pie is. I ain't gonna say they really don't. They don't know what a chest pie is. So I told him, man, when I be going home, I'm gonna bring one back. But what he failed to realize is if a chest pie is in the house, it's a good chance that bad boy ain't making it out of a house in the South, because we like that diabetic coma thing. Because that's what it is. It's a bunch of sugar, but it's great. But I got to get him one so he can finally try that chest pie. You know what a chest pie is, don't you, Gales?
Of course. Come on, man.
Mama Gales make them, right?
Oh,
I know she done made a few.
Oof.
man.
so good and so bad. It's just butter and sugar. Like
It's
you talk.
it's bad for you, but
Wait a
it's
minute.
so good.
Wait a minute. We just got through talking about
We
like
just and now
getting
we
our
talk
health
about
together and we gotta do better and blah 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 blah. He said, "Explain it to me." Well, that's what I'm
it's
saying. But
hard for them
like,
to make it out
it's
the house,
basically,
shop.
it's basically milk, butter, and sugar. Like I'm not even kidding you. Matter of fact, I'm about to look up the ingredients of a chest pie right there. Go now. Dean, talk to the people while I do some research.
Back on the Damar Hamlin thing, man. That was a scary moment. That was a scary moment that night, man. He makes you out there doing something you love to do, and he about lost his life doing something you love to do. But like and I seen people tweet out, well, this is the reason why parents don't let their kids learn to play ball anymore. But you gotta understand, man, this you put your body through so much stress playing sports. It could have been him just running down the field, and you put so much on your body running down the field that you could collapse. So I hate to see when I see tweets or people be like, "Well, I'm not gonna let my kids play football, and that's the reason why." Man, that can happen in any sport. So don't just take the game away from your child because of a leak. That's just the nature of the beast that you put your body or what you might go through when you step out there on that field or something. It's always a chance. You got to keep in the back of your mind. That's what you do. But you can't go out there and have fear. It's just the love of the game. But the good thing is he's moving everything. It's looking like his kidneys and his lungs are going to be functioning right and do good. So we happy about that.
Shaka Zulu is in the Dean.
Man,
Hold
look,
on.
every time you see me, be like, hey, see it. Hell, my chest pie at, dog.
Hey man. Hey man, Dean, listen, you can't be making promises to people not following through that, government. We got a
No,
reputation to
no,
uphold.
this is what I say. If my aunts make them, and I can
You
get them
always
out
got a
that house
qualifier.
unate.
You so slimy. You so
If I can
slimy.
get
You
them,
always
if
got a
I can get them out of one of
qualifier,
my auntie's
man.
house uneaten, then I bring it. 9 times
You
10, they ain't
always
gonna make
got
it
a
out that house.
qualifier. You
Say
always got a
what?
qualifier. If this happens, then that. You gotta stop, man. You better than that. You better than that. Let's see. The movie Concussion for a reason. Okay, listen. First of all, we have got to get into some serious business here. You ready, Dean?
I'm ready.
Half a cup of butter, 2 cups of white sugar, 1 tablespoon vanilla extract, 4 large eggs, fourth cup evaporated milk, 1 tablespoon cornmeal, 1 tablespoon distilled white vinegar. All of that mixed nice and smooth and put into an unbaked pie shell. And you just bake that mug and eat it. Let me tell you something. There's a
And it's
scene, one of
so
my
good.
he said, tell him it's good. Thank you, Mr. Zulu. Look, there's a scene in one of my favorite movies. Say what you want to, Still Magnolias slaps. What I'm telling you is there's a scene in there where a lady says, I've got a chest pie recipe that'll knock your socks off, something to that effect. And she says, but it's really sweet and rich. So you have to cut the sugar with ice cream. Now, let me explain to people. When you want to dilute something, usually add something, a base like water or something like that, right? If my Kool-Aid is too sweet, I add water. I don't put a scoop of ice cream in there to dilute the sugar of my Kool-Aid. Okay?
Hold on. Who puts ice cream in the Kool-Aid?
Hey, producer, get him out for not listening. Thank you. So what I'm saying is the scene says she's got a killer recipe for chest pie. And what she said, she suggests to another person who doesn't really know anything about chest pies. She says it's so sweet and so rich. To cut the sugar, the sweetness, she adds ice cream to the chest pie a la mode. Like, come on, man. That's how we eat. That's the real problem that we're gonna have to get into. But yeah, anywho, back to my guy from Buffalo, man. I'm just glad that he's doing stuff. He at one point was operating below 50% as far as getting the oxygen in his bloodstream. And now it's at 50% or a little bit more. And now I guess he sent out a tweet 3 hours ago. But like,
Because
I want to address something real quick, Dean, about what you said about, you didn't like when parents was like, no, see, that's why I want my kids to play football. Dog, that's an absolute real concern. But I think what you're saying is right too, which is Don't say that right there is why I don't want my kids to play football. How about that's why I want to make sure they play football the right way if they decide to play. Okay, because that hit, he doesn't really lower his shoulder. He doesn't have that much momentum. It's just like in boxing. There's such thing as what they call it a corkscrew punch. And how this corkscrew punch, hold on, Dean, I'm gonna sit you to the side for a minute. All right. How that corkscrew punch works is you take your fist and you twist it, and then as you're punching, you twist it in such a way that it makes like a drill almost, right? And hit someone dead in the heart, and they call it the heart stopper. And what that punch does is it literally freezes you for half a second, but in that half a second, and like we talked about with athletes being on the same level, all they need is that edge. That half a second is huge in boxing. That's 5 to 10 punches. You know what I mean? For a really skilled puncher. So that's what happened to him. He just got hit at the right angle, at the right speed, in the exact right spot. It's a freak accident on top of a freak accident. But you can't look at concussion protocols and all these things, and you can't fault people for saying, I don't want my kids to play football. Then here's the secret. I don't want my boys to play football. They're going to be brilliant young men, going to be tall like the Gales side. Look at that face. Look at that face right there. Now, if they decide to do it, I'm going to make sure they do it right. Yeah, it says I box. That's how you cut someone. There you go. Right? Creating that sort of
that
drill.
Nothing against you saying the nephews ain't playing football.
I'm not saying ain't. I'm just saying me as a parent.
That you don't want them to.
I don't want them to. The more I find out, like, man, this sounds horrible, but if they can stay away from sports, period, I'll be okay. Okay? Now, there will be part of me that dies a little bit every day, seeing, 6'8", 6'9" J-Jacks walking through here, on their way to, chess club or something. But I'm just saying, looking long terms, I want them to have balance. But if they choose not to go into sports, I'm going to be okay with it because it is so dangerous. Like what we used to do is so specialized. That's what makes it so special, right?
Guess what, though?
Yeah.
What's their last name?
Gills.
So it's in their bloodline.
It's in their bloodline. Yeah, so is eating too much sugar and that gum temper tantrums. But,
and they are the nephews. And they are the nephews of mine.
Oh,
so
man,
it's in their bloodline.
Tennessee. That's what you're saying. Keep them away from Tennessee. But no, I'm just saying, like, I don't want people to get on this bandwagon, drawing a line in the sand, and like, you're stupid if you play football, right? Or if you play football, that's a stupid reason not to let your kids play football because of these very small risks. But these are real things, man. That's why we constantly drill technique, safety, technique, right? Because you get hit the right way, man, you can break your neck out there. Like, people have been paralyzed on the field. Shannon Sharp talked about his brother being temporarily paralyzed. Yeah. Bro, I don't even play football anymore, but I'm pretty sure this back probably had something to do with football. Right?
I definitely know the knees, the shoulder, the elbow, basketball and football, bro. And I mean, you got doctors, you ain't even got trainers to tell you if you was an explosive player, like in football, baseball, or basketball, like in basketball, I could jump, and just that impact on your knees, you ain't gonna think about that from 14 to 21. I'm like, shit, I'd be able to do that all my life. Dude,
pay the man.
That impact really tears you up, man. But I loved it though. So I don't even care. Because that's something that I always love to do. I still get out there at 38 years old. I just played last night. Played like 10 games of basketball. And will continue to play until my body tells me I can't do it no more. It's just, I got the love of the game.
Use a lot, because let me tell you something. You're going to continue well past. Your body been telling you. No. Your body has been telling you, please stop. Ow, please, no more. You've done it. You proved it. You done dunked on people. You done shot people's eye out. You done outran people. Just stop, please.
No,
your body is constantly telling you to please stop, and you are ignoring. I got about 4 or 5 more years. You've been saying that for the last 20 years. That
got about 10.
Got about 10. But yeah,
you know what makes me say that? Because I got it's a few guys that play with the group of guys I got that they 49 and 149, 151, and they still get up and run out the court. So when I see that, that motivates me because that's a wow factor to me that a guy 51-year-old that can still get up and down the court and actually play. Of course, he ain't as fast and nothing that he used to, but the knowledge of the game and he keep his body in good enough shape that he can still get out there and run up and down that court. So that's just like a motivation thing to me. So that's why I say I got about 10 more years left in me. If not long.
He said, my leg broke from jumping so much. I mean, that's
I
crazy.
remember that. I remember that when Chulo broke his leg.
That's crazy. So, yeah, that's crazy. Doc, right? Yeah, shout out to Doc. He been playing since that gun 1937.
Man. And still get out there and give you buckets to this day.
Give you buckets. He's gonna outrun you. Like you said, maybe not fast enough. But so what I'm hearing, Dean, is that you look up to people who are able to display a certain level of excellence and longevity in their given sport.
Yeah.
One might say that if you're able to play for a long time at a high level, that might make you probably one of the greatest, if not the greatest, in that said sport. You know what you're saying?
Nope. Because I know where you're going. And you ain't finna get me. You ain't finna get me to say broad.
This might be
not gonna happen.
This might be
I just
need you to slip up one time.
I just
replay that over and over.
I just gave him his props at the beginning of the show. We the same age. We the same age, 38-year-old, and he's played way more basketball than me, but I played a lot. And to still be out to get out there and get up and down that court at a high level like that. I respect that, bro, because if you really like, people don't know unless you still playing basketball at this age, dude, you be sore, you be hurting. You gotta think, man. Like a lot of it, we've been playing ball since 6-7 years old. And you just constantly keep playing. It is the wear and tear on your body. So yeah, I take my hats off and give him props for doing something like that. When Vince Carter played, he was 43 and was still dunking on people. You know what I mean? Like that ain't no easy task to do, man. So that actually, I look up to that, and it actually motivates me. That's why when people like, you done playing ball, hell nah, I'm far from being done. I'm gonna keep going till my body tell me I can't.
I keep telling this dude, your body been told you can't.
My body ain't told me
through it. You're pushing the limits. You like that gun? What's that dude? Fighter jet pilot. What's his face? The movie Tom Cruise. Top Gun, right? Keep pushing.
Since you said push the limits, right? So did you see my story today? And one of my exercises I put on one of my exercises, it was like, push yourself till you can't. That's what I put on. So I'm gonna constantly keep pushing myself until I can't.
Okay, get them out of here. Here's a disclaimer. So technically, research shows that you should push yourself right up to the point of about to get tired, and then stop, and then push yourself, and then stop, and then push it. So this whole madman thing that we do in professional sports, it ain't good for you. And you see the evidence in how some of these guys be walking around like they, walking on hot coals and things.
Hey, bro, look, it's funny you say that, right? Because you know how I used to make fun of people walking the shit when they walk.
Hey, the man, yes, I do.
When they used to walk like.
Hold on. I don't even want to be on screen when you tell this story. Go ahead.
Hey, so let's check this out, y'all. Back in the day, and hell, probably to a couple years ago, if you had a funny ass walk or something, Mr. Dean right here would make fun of that walk. Did a lot. To the point, my daddy used to tell me, and a lot of other older people tell me, you go keep on, and you go be walking like it. And I be damn if some days I don't find myself not walking like it, and I ain't acting. So it all did come back on me. I like it. Hey, the funniest one, I used to, before my mama had hip surgery, I used to make that walk like my mama. She had that damn limp. Tell me why. You remember when I was telling you how I went through about that 4-month span of my hip hurting and I walk like that? I got to quit doing this shit because it comes back over. So to everybody that I've ever made fun of walking, I'm sorry. Because now I be doing it sometime and it ain't no act. Like I get up and my knees be hurting that bad, bro. I'll be like, what the hell?
That is
so no, but I get what you're saying. Yeah, that's why we go around walking like that. But man, it's just the love of it, man. It's something that you love to do. It's something that we grew up
But here's what I'm saying. It's fine, but we need to do a better job of putting out all the information so you're making an informed decision.
Right.
Like the idea that the NFL knew about concussions and was trying to just cover it up so players wouldn't be afraid, for one. For two, so Zulu says that's what you get about that walking. but,
He's seen that walk sometimes though.
yeah, so NFL covers up concussions because one, we don't want players to get afraid and stop playing as hard and as wonderfully as they are. And then two, you don't want the people watching your product and paying and funding your product through merchandising and tickets and TV, right? Streaming and all that stuff, right? Like, that's wrong. And I think that's why you gotta get that pot. That's why it was so appalling what the NFL was doing and what they still do in a lot of ways, right? Even when they talk about how different this thing was with DeMar Hamlin, like we've had players getting their bells rung and twisted all up, and what do? Quick commercial, scoop that dude off the field like that roadkill. You do your prayer circle and people are thoughts and prayers, and then back to business. They couldn't do it after this, right? Because isn't it weird how we just have it's like that scene in The Dark Knight where the Joker is like, if I say that I'm going to blow up, a group of army, so a group of soldiers, nobody bats an eye because we've just become accustomed to, if you go to war, you could die. That checks out, right? But if you say a school bus, whoa, hold on now. It's now all of a sudden such a different thing, right? Players know about concussions now. They know about possible paralysis and, all those things, right? Even Peyton Manning coming back to play after that neck surgery. Like his neck was jacked up, Dean. I don't know, I know normal people, you sleep on your neck wrong, you that gonna want to call out of work. You know what I mean? Man. He had neck surgery.
This man came back. Football. He had like a nerve that went down to his. You remember? It messed up with his throwing. He couldn't throw no more. And we're talking about the great Peyton Manning. Like Peyton Manning he couldn't even barely throw 50 yards because that from his neck, that nerve went all the way down to his throwing hand, bro. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like you wouldn't even think that like something like it would go all the way to mess up your motion of throwing, but he couldn't turn his head left or right no more. And, he really had nothing else to prove to me.
But hey, he gets hurt. He gets hurt. Like it was back in the day. I feel like Eddie George and were playing the Steelers, and what was it, Maddox? They got messed up pretty badly. I don't think he played again after that.
Yeah, Maddox
got carried off the field.
Yeah, Maddox. Yeah,
dude, I was at that game, and prayer circle, thoughts and prayers, keep the show moving.
Yep, never did play football again.
This was different because this is not one of the things that football players or people watching at home thought could happen. Just a regular old tackle. Wasn't even that hard of a hit, but hit in the right moment at the right time, the right pressure on the right spot. And that young man was having to be resuscitated on the field. They couldn't just scoop him up. It was too dangerous to move him at the time.
Now, let me ask you this. Do he ever play another down in football?
Who was that, DeMar Hamlin?
Yeah.
If he finds enough people to clear him, absolutely.
I think so too. I mean, maybe not next year, but I think he got to go through intense testing. You got to train. They got to look at his heart and his vitals and everything. But maybe in 2 years, everything goes good. Could see him get back on that field.
Well, once he gets back on his feet, he's gonna have some ready, some what do you call it? Some rehab and things like that.
A lot of rehab. Yeah.
Like, Lord, I hope that goes through him, right? And here's the mistake that Skip makes of just jumping out there right away. Like, oh my goodness, what's the NFL going to do about this game? It's such a big game. How are you going to cancel this game? Like, that was tough. When I tell you, it's tough to be in that position to where I've got to be first saying something, right? And then you got former NFL player and Hall of Famer Shannon Sharp telling him, I had to take off work. That shook me to my core.
Yeah, he didn't come in the next year.
Yeah. Right. He told Skip, hey, man, I hope. Well, he didn't tell Skip. He was trying to get through his opening monologue. And he said, Skip made a tweet. I hope that because of that tweet, I hope he takes the tweet down. And Skip interrupts you. Oh, I'm not taking the tweet down because I stand by the tweet. Whew. Whew, that is rough. That is rough, right?
Let me ask you this.
Zulu, hold on, read that comment real quick, Dean, and get into your comment.
Oh, okay. Those are called soft tissue injury, muscle mass conditioning prepares the
Prepare. Oh, so it says those are called soft tissue injuries, muscle mass, and conditioning prepares the body for that type of trauma. But what you also, Mr. Zulu, have to take into effect the accumulating factors. So as Dean got them glass ankles over there, because Dean turned his ankle once back in probably middle school, that made
I
him
kept
more.
playing.
That made him. Yes, you're very tough, Dean. That's not the point. That made him more susceptible to future ankle turnings, and they happen more and more and more. So those sort of things, you can condition it to a point. You can prepare it and build muscle mass to cushion it around it. But there is nothing you can do to prepare yourself for concussions. Like look at what's happening with Tua. And concussions are one of those things too that once that happens, right? Once that happens, you have a higher chance of it happening again and worse. And
Right.
every time it happens, it's just a cumulative effect and it keeps getting worse and worse and worse. Like that young man with this heart thing, right? That's going to be something. I mean, that's not really something you can work out. You can make your chest bigger, right? But like I said, there are professional fighters who try to, try to prepare against that, and they can't. Now, for them, because they build up mass, yeah, your body shuts down for a half a second to 1 full second. But just listen to what I said. Your body shuts down. Triple G hit this dude in the liver, and the guy took a couple of steps back, couple of shuffles back, and then just collapsed. Just collapsed from a liver blow. You know what I mean? These aren't the types of trauma that you can really 100% avoid. You can't avoid all of these things. Like what I want the NFL to understand, I want these parents to understand is get as much information, right? Get as much information as you can about these sports and how these things works. Like even talking about concussions, right? The idea that when you think of concussion, what are you picturing in your head right now, Dean? If I say, man, I was playing football and I got a concussion, what are you picturing?
Shit. Head contact.
Hey, man. The two most common ways, right? You would think head-to-head contact or some, makeshift or could be a hard tackle and your head hitting a hard surface, whether it's somebody's thigh or knee, shoulder pad, or the turf itself, right? That happens a lot. I think that's what happened a lot with your boy Robert Griffin. And then even further back, Troy Aikman had these issues. They said, man, you got about 2 or 3 more of these and you're going to die.
Right.
And so he had to walk away from the game that he loved so much. It took that message for him to walk away from the game. We're not talking about the ones that happened before that, but Brett Favre, funny enough, makes a bold claim that he probably suffered over 1,000 concussions, right? And people were like, "Oh, get out of here," right? But if you go back and look at the tape, all those times he was slammed down and kind of looking around, and guys having to point him in the direction of the huddle. That probably happened. Now, one of the most common ways to get a concussion that we don't even really talk about is the fact that when your body accelerates too fast or stops a high acceleration too fast, your brain just jiggles around in your skull. There's no way to stop that. You understand? That's what causes your concussions. Right? Where is the money, Brett? This man said he called him out. Where's the money?
He owned it, man.
Money?
But
it's only magnified because of high profile sports, Mr. Zulu says. And I'm glad because I want people to understand that like even runners suffer from concussions. You understand me? 100 meter, what happens? On your mark, boom, you take off running fast, you pop right there. Right. You open yourself up to a concussion just because your brain went from still to your body going way faster than your brain is ready to go and it's jiggling inside. Especially shout out to the captain Paco as he's shaking his head. Remember Paco's run? You know he had some concussions.
Oh man, when Paco used to take off running, boy.
Right, that right there, concussions. And then You cross
Hey,
that.
hold
You
on,
cross
man.
the
Speaking
real
of
quick. You cross the 100 meter mark. You cross that tape and you stop. Possible concussion. So these are the things that people need to know, and then make the decision. If you're gonna play, you take every precaution, whether it's flexibility, whether it's building up muscle mass, whatever, to help that. Make sure you're eating the right things, deep breathing, drinking your water, all the things, right? But I don't know.
yeah.
I'm sorry, real quick, your point.
Speaking of Paco and mothership, man, shout out to the Who Dat podcast for winning an award.
Dadgummit, man. Frappin' pay the man.
Who?
You.
I didn't cuss.
Oh my
The
goodness.
hell?
I cannot wait to play this tape back.
When the hell did I cuss? Hell ain't a cuss word.
Go on with your dadgum, yo. Shout out to Studio 65 and the Who Dat boys out there up there in that
Damn,
spaceship.
interrupted. Shout out to the Who Dat podcast for winning an award, the podcast award, man. I seen it the other day, so congratulations on that, buddy, and wish y'all many more.
Absolutely. Look at that notoriety. Well, they approaching Dawn status down there in Columbia, Tennessee. Yeah, man. But I like Mr. Zulu going to come on the show. I like this, Dean.
Oh,
He
boy,
says,
hey.
He says,
You gotta
my
be ready
point
for
is,
him.
Oh, I love it. He says, my point is that in college and in amateur sports, this happens all the time. Right. But that's what we're talking about, right? We're talking about some parents saying, I don't want my kids playing sports, because we're learning more and more about it. And they're also saying that people are becoming millionaires on TikTok and YouTube. Like, back in the day, it was like, hey, I join this game, or I'll try to play ball or sing or dance to get out of my situation. Now, with there being an advent of different avenues to some sort of income, right? A certain income level. Now you're thinking, do I need to play football? Like, not. Well, I love the sport. I mean, there's only a small amount of people for that.
Well, hopefully we can get famous on there and we can start making that damn social media money.
Oh man, just enjoy the ride. You need to enjoy these.
I'm enjoying the ride, buddy.
Yeah.
Are you kidding?
Yeah, just enjoy the ride. All that stuff it's coming, Dean. You don't have to worry about that. But what I'm saying is, I want people to get as educated about whatever they're doing. Really, I mean, whatever.
You do realize we almost 3 years strong, right?
Almost 3 years strong. That's crazy.
We almost 3 years strong, man.
That's crazy. Oh, I did not forget this too, because this travels in some waters that I'm sure Mr. Dean is very interested in. Mr. Zulu, you made a comment earlier. I meant to mark it. But you made a comment earlier or you or Rich, one of y'all, asked if Damar Hamlin took the COVID-19 vaccination. Whew.
I don't know the answer to that question myself.
So, and I don't either, but I'm saying here's something that's being debunked. But as far as you're willing to accept, okay. He says, enjoy the ride and go get my pie. Rich said, that was me. Okay, so Rich brought up that point. Damar Hamlin, did he take the shot? I'm not sure if I can find that. But what I will say is that that's a weird thing. So first of all, the thing that you're talking about there, I believe, I'm going to butcher this name, man, is a rare condition. I'm going to read this little excerpt. This is from The Atlantic. It says a study of sudden cardiac events in the United States athletes from 2014 to 2016 found that the structural abnormalities of the heart muscle or arteries and faulty electric rhythms were the most common causes. The trauma chest injuries have also been linked to such incidents. In a rare condition called, here it is, commotio cordis. All right. But still, the availability of these hypotheses did not stop online activists from blaming Hamlin's health crisis on vaccines. So they're saying, well before COVID, before the vaccines or anything like that, right? That is deeply personal, right? Before the vaccines, before even COVID-19, this version of COVID was out, that this was a study. Now you want me to trust them people? See, this is genius right here. Because you say, well, did he take the vaccine? If I say, no, he didn't take the vaccine. And actually, there were studies that showed this very thing happening well before COVID or the vaccine. And then the retort is, now you want me to trust them people. That's Ooh, I can't wait. February, folks. February. Urban Academia will be back. Mr. Chulo Rich down there. He's already warming up, so should be interesting. But Dean, what are your thoughts on that, man? Are you satisfied with those studies that show that this sort of thing happened before COVID and before the vaccines, and that studies also show that more people who don't take the vaccine and have heart issues end up having post-operative issues more than the actual people who take vaccines? At this point, it's just whatever. Right.
Me and you, we didn't had our conversations on the vaccine. So
this is so exhausting. I thought we were.
I don't even want to go in. You know my thoughts on the vaccine. Do I hate anybody who take it? No. Do I want it or did I take it? Hell no. Am I going to take it? Hell no. So it is what it is. It's your choice whether you do it or not. I don't dislike you either way. But I'm not taking it. So just not.
Let's talk with Gales and Dean. Take all comers. I am all in with the vaccines. Rapid. Well, I mean,
he all in with it, people.
At this point,
and I'm all out with it.
Like you take,
we still like this. So
hey, I'm with Bo. Like once you make that decision to take it, then you got to just be in with every time they tell you, well, we got a new one out. You know what I mean? You just kind of have to be in because otherwise, what was the point of taking the first one? In my mind. But Dean has not taken it and says he will never do it. Don't do it, says Rich. I'm just like,
Rich,
whatever.
You ain't got it.
We get along just fine.
Rich, you ain't got to worry about it. I ain't taking that something.
Oh man, but we had some fun times in the beginning, boy.
Oh
hey, man,
boy,
if you think
we back and forth. Hold on.
Hey, hold on.
We gotta go back and find one of the episodes.
Hold on, wait, we'll find one, but real quick, get him out here, producer. Your boy Dean, at one point, thought your boy was a clone. I'm just gonna say that. You know what I mean? Like, look, I'm dipped and chipped, and I'm no longer me. Which, okay, fine.
Y'all got to realize what I was saying. That this dude was talking off. He was talking off his damn noggin there for a while. So I'm like, shit, they done got it. This ain't Gales no more. This is Giles.
Oh, that's smooth. You're a smooth operator, Dean. And pay the man. Right?
you got that?
Yeah, I count that.
You wasn't Gales no more, man. You were Giles.
Every case is different and based on its own merit. Thank you very much. But this is what I look. This is what I want people to understand. Gucci. We are talking about DeMar Hamlin. Say again. He said Gucci too.
Yeah, Gucci's a clone, man.
Gucci. Okay.
That's not the original Gucci.
I mean,
that's a different story for a different day.
Okay.
But it's not
no. Like I'm like you conspiracy theorists out there. Fine, Gucci's a clone. Now what?
I'm not talking about it because we got to wrap up.
I'll try to get him in. Okay, all right.
Yeah, because if I go,
I'm gonna write that down. I'm gonna write that down.
If I go to conspiracy shit, we're gonna be in it all night. Yes,
wait a minute.
Yes, we can get back on the
Gucci.
I got a lot of them.
Gucci, a clone? Question mark. That might be next week's title. Okay, so look.
Hold on, I'm gonna hit you with one.
Oh boy.
I don't know if I believe, but you finna say I'm crazy as hell. All right. It's been said that the man himself, Bron, is a clone. I don't believe it, but you really got people saying it. I'm not even playing. I don't believe that one. That's one of the conspiracies I don't believe.
Thank you, Zulu. Zulu slick producer producing us in there. Stay on topic, gentlemen.
My bad shot.
But look, Mr. Zulu, I got to write this down. Bron clone?
That didn't come from me though. Don't say Dean said it.
Come from you. What the fuck are you talking about? You have got to be responsible for every word you put out. And he pay the man, Rich. There, you happy, Dean? You got me.
But I don't believe it though. That's what I'm telling. I don't believe the man the clone. It's just been said he's a damn clone.
So what I want people not to do is do the same thing Skip Bayless did, which are start out with the conclusions. Because there are people saying, "Oh, was he on drugs? Right? Performing, PEDs." Talking about DeMar Hamlin as he's laying out there trying to be resuscitated. Right? He got a family out there. Was he on PEDs? Was he on, did he take the vaccine? All this stuff while that young man is fighting for his life. It's like, let's just wait, get all the information, and then you do with that what you will. That's all I can say. But I want people to understand, like, with stories like this out, how ESPN and its partner, the NFL, right? How they handle things like this Dana White story, their partner, Dana White, right? How they handle this thing is, we're going to just mention it real quick. All right, now, Damar Hamlin sent out a tweet saying, thank you for all the well wishes. And that's what we're going to talk about for the next 2 weeks. You know what I mean? We're still not talking about NFL lawsuits. We're still not talking about that gum Tua. What happened the first time he had his back injury, right? And you're saying he didn't have a concussion, and the doctor said he didn't have a concussion, but apparently he had a concussion, but passed concussion protocol somehow, and so they linked it to a back injury, and now the doctor had to be let go. But we're not asking the NFL or the Dolphins organization anything.
Right.
I
think that doctor was the scapegoat.
But don't get off topic, as Mr. Zulu would say, right? I want you to understand that we're not talking about lawsuits against the NFL. We're not talking too much about, as Bo Money Jones calls him, the nasty man. That sounds so ridiculous. You know who returned to playing football and you haven't heard much about him?
Who is it?
Cleveland Browns. Come on now.
Oh, Deshaun Watson?
Deshaun Watson.
You know what? You know what, man? They have kept it quiet. Why is that?
Because it costs money, Dean. So anything that I need people to just really understand, like anything, nothing pushes the needle more than economics, right? Like the idea that Martin Luther King, a couple of years after, or a year or so after the I Have a Dream speech, he was like, I'm sad by that speech, man. And here's why I'm sad by the I Have a Dream speech and the civil rights legislation. Like people think we won this great victory and now we can go on in peace. Like, no. That was just the tip of the iceberg, that legislation. That was supposed to be the start of things. Dr. Martin Luther King himself was sad by his own words because he felt it led people into believing that life is peachy keen now. Fast forward, Barack Obama, black president, racism is dead. And you know how we followed that up with Trump? And it was so crazy that we went got a daggone petrified mummy to be president.
Hold on. Say it again, man. Say it again.
Trump! What are we doing? Racism and over. Then Trump! And I only say it like that because in his campaign posters, he had the exclamation point at the end. So
right.
How he wants me to say it. But I'm just saying, like, the idea, like, understand that economics. Martin Luther King was saying that civil rights, all that stuff, it was great, but it cost the country nothing. All we did was sign some paperwork, and frankly, people's profits went up. Right. You understand that when you allow a whole set of group that you weren't allowed into your restaurant and your movie theaters and places like that, now all of a sudden we have more money. The country actually made money with that legislation. But what he's really talking about are things that's going to cost the nation billions of dollars actually making things right. Dana White, what are you going to do after this? ESPN, Disney, what are you going to do after this? Right? We talk about Jay-Z. Oh, he just, some people call that man Uncle Tom. But what are you going to do with this deal with the NFL after this?
Hey.
Right? What are we going to do to make sure that they are just not just trying to act like we're stupid, man, but just actually implement real change all across the board. That's sports and beyond.
I see Shock saying in the chat, stay tuned. We might get a remix in the future.
Ooh, wait.
You know what he talking about?
President? What remix? What we talking about remix?
I know what he talking about.
Common sense ain't common, King.
Talking about your boy Trump. That's what he talking about.
And I don't doubt that.
Not one bit I don't doubt it. And people might get pissed off at us for saying it, but don't be surprised, people.
Your boy Rich says common sense ain't common. King didn't know that. Ooh, I need to hear more on that. Like I said, stay tuned. They're gonna prepping Urban Academia coming soon, February. But yeah, so I don't know, like this idea that there's no way we'll elect Trump again. Is like he wasn't too far off from being elected this time. You understand that, right? This was the most voting turnout and voting for one party over the other in the history of the United States of America. You know who had the second most? Trump, the same year.
Don't be
So it's
surprised,
not
people.
too far out. But we are a humble sports show. All I'm saying to y'all is you can look at this Damar Hamlin stuff on this at its surface, right? What's happening with Dana White on its surface, but I'm telling y'all, I think we need to start paying attention to how they operate, right? As we approach Black History Month, man, really pay attention to how things operate and how I can cause those things, utilize that system, right? Versus just talking about, oh man, the system is out to get me. System's out to get me. Dean, that's like me never playing basketball before and saying, man, they out to get me. They didn't tell me that I couldn't just walk with the ball. They didn't tell me that, I couldn't, as the ball falls through the cylinder, pop it back out and that's a block shot. They didn't tell me none of that. Like y'all the system stinks. It sets me up. Or you can learn how to play basketball, strengthen yourself in that system, and then be better. Herschel Walker, please. Okay.
Nope.
Okay. I'm literally malfunctioning here. Yeah, right? First my boy said LeBron.
We're not getting into Herschel.
Oh, we will pretty soon. Like I said, we have plenty to make up for. But yeah, definitely not tonight. But listen,
cause we'll be on there for a minute.
I need you to understand something here, right? This man just literally typed Herschel Walker.
Oh, I seen
in the daggum chat. Says stay woke while you're sleeping.
Hey,
he's my uncle. Take it easy. He's my uncle. We're gonna talk about your uncle then. Look, we love our family members, but hey, not all family members are created equal. Okay. So what I'm saying is that I'm done, Dean. I'm done. Herschel Walker, Braun is a clone. I ain't got no more. What I will tell you, since we're talking about all this stuff, right? Hey, let me ask you this question before I get out of here. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Why do seagulls fly over the sea?
To catch a fish.
Because if they flew over the bay, they would be bagels.
That's all I got. I have nothing else for that right there. I didn't see that coming. That's all I got. Oh, my God. But anyway, man, thank y'all for tuning in to the show tonight, man. And for everybody who stayed in the overtime with us, man, we really appreciate that. 2023, new year, same old show, same old guys. It's going to be a lot of better stuff going on the show, man. This is going to be our breakthrough year. This is going to be the hot year. We got some big plans, some big guests, a lot of big stuff coming. A lot of big stuff coming along, man. So I want y'all to stick around for the ride. We want y'all with us on the ride so we can have a good time, man. And hey, look, whatever resolution you made for the new year, try to live up to it. It's a new year, so anything that you went through bad, anything in 2022, let that stay in 22. Wipe that slate clean. You riding in 2022 on a clean slate, and we gonna keep going to my thing. Happy birthday to my guy Shop, man. Can't wait to see you again, man. 60 and still pushing it like he our age, man. That's a blessing. Like I said, this is a new year, new you, new us. Stay riding along with the show. Let's talk with Gales and Dean. We got some big things coming this year. Appreciate everybody who watched the show with us. Peace and love. We out.